guys, and welcome back to our channel. I welcome you to a powerful conversation that's long overdue. Now today, we will be listening to the wisdom and insights of our fellow Black brothers and sisters. In this video, they have an agent message for each and every Black person, one that's rooted in love, empowerment, and unity. As one sister puts it, we are no longer minorities. We are the global majority with a presence on every corner of the earth. It's time for us to reclaim our narrative and reject the labels that have been imposed upon us. But this message goes beyond semantics. It's a call to action, a reminder that we must be intentional about creating ourselves, our communities, and our futures. The systems of oppression that have been designed to destroy us are powerful, but we're more powerful still. As one sister reminds us, the colonizers have done a masterful job of dividing us from slavery to the present day, but it's time for us to heal, to come together, and to build stronger, more loving family units. So with that said, let's take a look at the videos. I will be right back, and when I do, we talk more about this.
And Black people, we are no longer referring to ourselves as minorities. I've been to most continents on this planet, and we are on every corner of the earth. There is nothing minor about Black people. So from now on, you need to refer to yourself as the global majority, because that's what you are. And when people say minority, you need to correct them. You mean global majority? Global majority? Say it with me, global majority. And for my non-Black friends, check out my latest video.
I really need Black people to understand this system is very intentional on destroying you. So you need to be very intentional about creating yourself. I'm going to say it one more time. This system is intentional about trying to destroy you. So you need to be intentional about what you allow into our culture, what you sit and think is funny and kiki about, what you allow to entertain you, because it's making its way into our culture. I was talking to my friend about the sexy red lip glosses today. First off, it's one thing if you like, okay, cute little name here and there, but we kiki about STDs. What is funny about that? And I was also thinking about the whole Tati, Boston Richie situation. And y'all be like, oh, she having her way, she getting her money. Are we forgetting about that disgusting age gap? Are we forgetting about when they first started speaking? Like, this is a grown, I don't care how she look, I don't care how her body look, I don't care how she present herself. At the end of the day, she's a child. Like, ultimately, if you above 20, then you know, 18, 19, you're still not fully there. I remember when Theo Von was first getting popular and like we were joking like, oh, Kiki, he's so funny. Now he interviewing Donald Trump and y'all laughing because it's Theo Von. Like, what are we talking about here? And it's interesting because every time I come on here or I just like make a critique or a suggestion for the Black community, the response is always, oh, y'all expect us to be perfect. No community is perfect. I'm not expecting perfection. I'm expecting intention, because the way the system treats us, the way the system interacts with us, what they sneak in, all the things that they do to us is intentional. So you need to be intentional right back. Remember, I was with this dude and we chilling, we listening to music, bumping his vibes. And this one, I don't know if it was some Detroit rapper, and like I love that flow. But then there was a certain part of the song that I was like, oh, I like just going stupid off a woman. I'm sitting here, I'm listening to him rap these lyrics, and I'm like, yo, bro, like you're not just saying this, because at the end of the day, the stuff that you repeatedly say, the stuff that you repeatedly consume, it makes its way through your ears and it sits and settles into your brain as something that is okay. Y'all remember when Red Pound Town first dropped? My coach did, and don't get me wrong, it was a vibe, it was cool, but we were all like, damn, what the hell? And now when all this new stuff is dropping, it's not no damn what the hell no more. It's like, oh, this is what we expect, this is her. You see how whenever you just key about certain stuff that's off the wall, it sneaks its way and it's not even a crazy reaction no more because you're already familiar with it. We as the Black community are far too familiar with things that we know is not okay. And I'll tell y'all this, I work with children. I've been working with children since I was a kid. Your children can recite red lines, song from beginning to end, but they can't read and they can't spell. We're in a weird place where I think because of social media and because these parents are giving these kids phones way too early, it's no reason me and my students have the same phone. You're under 10 years old. It don't make no type of sense to me. But we're now in a space where we're kind of sharing a lot of social media spaces. We're sharing a lot of content with children, meaning that they have access to a lot of the content that we have access to as well. And as unfortunate as that is for us, now we got to start being mindful, because whether we like it or not, if the parent's not going to step up and take that phone away from their kid, then we got to be like, okay, let me be mindful. And it's not an ideal situation. I know it is what it is. And if we're going to sit and try to be better and do better, that comes with sacrifice. You can't just sit and do stuff for the vibe anymore. You can't just sit and do stuff because it's fun and it's cool. And that's what's trending in our culture right now. This decline of Black people, the culture of Black people is just hypersexuality, it's just violence. It's bullshit, if you're gonna be honest. And at the end of the day, if you see yourself bringing children into this world, if you see yourself with a son or a daughter in a couple years, maybe decade even, why would you sit and allow things that you wouldn't want them to experience? Why would you allow that to continue? Why would you feed into that? Why are you reposting the nonsense, exposing it to more people, cementing it into the culture? Why are you doing that? I refuse to bow to the culture. I refuse to assimilate. I refuse to try to blend in and do all of that. And at a certain point, we're going to stop focusing on the people that's stuck in their mindset and focus on the people who's ready to move forward. That's where the seeds of growth are going to be planted. I say it all the time. As you are conscious, you are responsible. If you have the capacity to know better, then you have the capacity to do better.
The colonizers have done such a great job of dividing us as Black women and Black men, from slavery to the 80s crack epidemic to now with social media. We are more divided than ever. And I pray that we can put our differences aside, heal ourselves as individuals, and come together and structure better family units moving forward. Because if we don't fix our beefs internally, then we're just going to continue this nasty narrative. And I don't see no other race grieving and like beefing publicly. I don't. So I pray that we get it together. I pray that we heal ourselves as individuals. And if we can't do it in our generation, then help the younger generation make better decisions and choices. So happy healing.
Until we make peace with the reality that rich Black people have more in common with rich white people than with working class Black people, we will never be free. They are neither your comrade nor your ally. And that is on class consciousness. Disclaimer, this also applies to every single racial group.
Arguably, one of the biggest problems that we as Black people have to deal with is the fact that a lot of Black people are still mentally enslaved and they don't even realize it. And what I mean by that is this. Whenever someone presents a new idea or new path to progress or talks about new possibilities for the collective, those who are quick to talk about why it won't work, call it a fantasy, say it's not realistic, give you every social and economic reason as to why it's not possible, tell you that Black people aren't as unified as we used to be, so it just won't work. Those are the people that are still mentally enslaved and don't even realize it. And my thing on it is this. You can't talk about progress and throw in the word impossible as well. It's like oil and water. It don't mix. Also, progress doesn't equal perfection. We all saw Black Panther. Wakanda had its own problems. They had their own internal conflicts as well. But what we can all agree on is that it's way better than our current circumstances, and that's what it's all about. And for us to get to where we want to be, or to our idea of the promised land, we're going to have to do shit we ain't never done before. And we're going to have to be open to new ideas and new ways of thinking. We're going to have to take a leap of faith. We don't have nothing to lose. We can't keep recycling our old concepts and thinking that's going to get us to where we want to be. We know it won't. We can take old concepts and update them for modern times. But that's exactly what we have to do. We can't copy and paste it and think we're going to get the same results like it's 1965, because it's just not going to work. And it's not necessarily about the action. It's about the collective mind shift. Everybody always want to talk about, oh, we don't have this, or we don't have that. Well, let's focus on what we do have. Let's start there. We are the smartest people on this planet, bro. Yet it's so hard for us to really believe in that we can have better. We owe it to ourselves to believe in that. We need to be open to that. Being Black means to be a visionary. We wouldn't be to where we are today without it.
Now, the voices of our fellow Black brothers and sisters are echoing very loud and clear, and it's time for us to listen. They are calling out the systems of oppression that have been designed to destroy us, and they are refusing to be held back by the labels that have been imposed upon us. The notion that Black people are a minority is a myth that's been perpetrated for far too long. As one sister already pointed out, Black people are the global majority, with a presence on every corner of the earth, and it's time for us to reclaim our narrative and reject the labels that have been used to marginalize and oppress us. But this isn't just about semantics, it's about power. It's about recognizing that the systems of oppression that have been designed to destroy Black people are intentional, and they require an intentional response. As another sister noted, we must be intentional about creating ourselves, our communities, and our future. Now, this means recognizing the ways in which we've been divided and working to heal those divisions. It means acknowledging the ways in which colonizers have sought to destroy us and working to rebuild and restore our communities. It means embracing our Blackness and celebrating our beauty, our strength, and our resilience. Because throughout history, collaboration has been a cornerstone of Black progress and resilience. From the abolitionist movement to the civil rights era, Black individuals and communities have united in the face of adversity to fight for freedom, equality, and justice. Collaborative efforts such as the Underground Railroad, where individuals came together to aid in the escape of enslaved people, exemplify the power of collective action. Now, these acts of collaboration not only led to the liberation of many, but also laid the groundwork for future generations to continue the struggle for equality. Now, if you were to ask a child, not just a child, but even adults, are there more Palm-colored people or people of color in the world? Almost all children would say Palm-colored people. Why is that? Because US movies, books, films, history, pop culture, children's magazines, toys, and podcasts almost exclusively center the experiences and lives of Palm-colored people. Now, this Palm-color centering plus often used terms like ethnic minorities gives children a distorted understanding of how many non-Palm-color people there are in the world. The term people of the global majority disrupts Palm-color supremacy culture and ideology. Now, growing up in a Palm-color supremacist culture can make it exceedingly difficult to see the Palm-color supremacy that surrounds us. As it is often said, the longer you swim in a culture, the more invisible it becomes. Palm-color supremacy culture is the widespread ideology baked into the beliefs, values, norms, and standards of our groups, many if not most of them, communities, towns, states, and nations, teaching us both overtly and covertly that palm-coloredness holds more value than any other group. Now, as children are developing, they absorb what our culture tells them, implicitly through language, art, customs, and schooling. Because of that phenomenon of palm-color centering in American society, children will see more palm-color people than people of the global majority in the content they absorb and implicitly associate palm-color skin with the majority and the norm. Now, using a term like P or GM reminds children every time they use it that this is a falsehood and an off-pew of intentional palm-color domination manipulation. The truth is that there are more Black and people of color in this world than palm-color people. A palm-color supremacist society like the US intentionally manipulates language and customs to deny power to people of the global majority. The term minorities reinforces the racial hierarchy in the US, implying that people of the global majority are outnumbered in this society and therefore less powerful. Now, using people of the global majority as a term empowers the people it refers to, reminding everyone that globally, palm-colored people are in the minority. Now, words matter. Language reflects our history, perspective, and where we still have important anti-articism work to do. Terms like people of color, Black, indigenous, people of color, and non-palm color all still center palm-coloredness. Now, this is most clear in the term non-palm color, which emphasizes that the people being referred to are not palm color, and that palm color people are the default in our language. Using people of the global majority challenges the art-to-the-cis underpinning of our language that the word people defaults to palm color people and reminds us that people with Black and brown skin are the global majority and palm-colored people are the minority. Now, the term people of color is a term that Black people in the US reclaimed from the harmful term colored people that was used to inflict discrimination and hatred on Black people for generations in the US. For this reason, terms like people of color are entangled in a complex American historical context, and this ostracizes people of the global majority who are not American or are not specifically Black. Now, people of other ethnicities may not fully embrace the people of color terminology because it is so linked and intertwined with Blackness in American culture. Using the term people of the global majority decenters America and the unique experience of African Americans when talking about people of the global majority. Now, in the United States, people of the global majority have a shared history of being pushed out, denied access, and made to feel perpetually othered and not American enough. A prime example is the commonly asked question, where are you from? When palm-color strangers, co-workers, Uber drivers, hairstylists, or baristas ask people of the global majority, they are actually highlighting the current power structure. Palm-colored people are viewed as neutral. They are the assumed default. always centered in the conversation, and they always belong in the United States. But just because people of the global majority have in many ways a shared history of discrimination in the US does not mean their experiences were equal or necessarily comparable. It's very important to remember that lumping all these groups together into one category can be a form of erasure. So if you're discussing a particular groups or person, refer to the group by specific identity. For far too long, we've been conditioned to accept the level of minority, a term that's not only inaccurate but also demeaning. The truth is that Black people are not a minority but a majority. We are a global community spanning across continents, countries, and cultures. Our presence is felt in every corner of the earth. But despite our numerical strength and cultural richness, we've been marginalized, excluded, and oppressed. Our voices have been silenced, our stories have been erased, and our contributions have been ignored. It is for this reason that I agree with one of the sisters who said that it is time to be intentional about creating ourselves, because the systems that have been put in place are meant to destroy us. We have finally come to the end of the video, but what do you, our viewers, have to say? Share your thoughts, your views as well in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and see you in our next video as we bring you another interesting video.